Okay. In the second video, I want to talk about some deliverables here. So we have, oh, wait a second. So these are the breakdowns of the course deliverables. Number one is the group project. Uh, Group project we talked about earlier. Group project is that it's a group effort. You join a group and you find a topic, and you got to read the instructions provided in the document titled assignments in the course website thoroughly, and it's a 30% peer evaluation. Everybody deserves some rights to claim their to assess the performance of other group members. You're not assessing your performance. You're assessing only your group members. Because why? Because your grade is always also affected by the performance of other groups, and there are always free riders, and you don't want to have those free riders. Presentation, of course, you got to provide a professional quality presentation. Everybody's getting assessed differently. 5%. This is more individual, although it is part of the group efforts. It's a group project. Usually, the quality of the document is assessed, and 30% is up to 30%. The same grades are given to the all group members, identical usually, unless otherwise it's a really special situation. Peer evaluation is a separate. If you don't turn in peer evaluation, you don't get anything. That's a problem. So 5% sometimes change their letter. I mean, most of them oftentimes change the letter grade. So you better be careful. And there is a form that you have to use it. With providing an assessment without using the form also results in zero for you, for the assessors. And there are two exams, 20% each, 40% total. It's going to be conducted through online. There are, I think, fees, a little fees that you have to pay. Students are responsible to cover the fees paid to the online proctoring service. And attitude and contribution, because this is online class. So your professional attitude and contribution toward the class discussion online is very important. We all understand how severe it is, how serious it is with we are with the online cyberbullying and online attitude. Make sure that you practice your best professional attitude to ensure that nobody is misunderstanding you. We don't want that to happen. Individual assignment, there are in the short essays, individual assignment, 5% each. It's like a set of two. So 10% total. And the key to success for the individual assignment is, you're going to be answering to the questions provided by the textbook. I just selected a set of questions from each chapters. These questions require your some research. It's more of your original idea. So to be able to develop your original idea, thoughts, I wanna see some evidence of research. The research has to be cited, and research has to be used. Not necessarily, you can't just copy and paste it. You have to read multiple stuffs, not necessarily the textbook, other sources like Google's or other sources. And you have to develop your own idea. Hey, based on these sources, source A says this, source B says this. These are contradictory, or these are complementary. These are, I don't know, helping each other. And you can say that, hey, I kind of, like the idea of source A or source B or source C. Well, I don't like any of them. My idea is something, different, something in the middle, something like that. I want you to show your original thoughts based on the research. So you have to identify multiple sources, read multiple sources, Google or whatever, textbook, whatever. Make sure you cite them. That the citation has to be listed in the list of references in the back of the paper. And then provide your original thoughts. And group project, we talked about this. You are to analyze strategies of a company. Great example is, you could be comprehensive. The topic could be comprehensive. You can just assess competitive advantage of a company overall in general, but it is not really interesting. What I really want to see is that your assessment on a specific strategic move. If it's a recent, that is great. Because why? Because they want to know. The company wants to know if they're making a right strategic decision. For example, last quarter, we know that Disney Plus has been rolled out, right? And Disney, it means what? Disney has made a strategic decisions to start a video streaming service. That's a great example, right? And then we wonder, as Disney also wonder, whether this strategic decision is helping out to gain and sustain competitive advantage. That's a goal. So you have to identify one goal. Or another example is the Forever 21. Forever 21 has filed a bankruptcy, right? And they're still kind of doing their business, but it's kind of going down. You want to explain why? What kind of strategic decision they have made, and how such decisions have led to the failure of the company. That's great. And you got to find another group member. It's a group effort, so you can't be just doing individually. 3 to 4 students. 3 students are standard, but just in case number don't work out, then I have to allow up to 4. But 5 is definitely not. 5 is too many. You gotta email me your industry and company choice with the name of your group member before the end of the second week, so I can find out which groups are with what kind of people and they're working on what kind of company. The primary, we talked about this, goal is to evaluate the competitive advantage. A deliverable takes the form of answering the questions. So I gave you, a lot of 6 to 7 questions there, and it is just provided to guide your paper, not necessarily require you to understand. I mean, the expectation is not to understand, not to consider them as kind of a short answers that you provide, short questions that you provide answers. It's not. So what I'm saying is that it has to be an essay form, which includes introduction, which start with introduction, right? So this group is interested in what kind of industry and why this company or industry interests you, right? Because the streaming industry is hot. Everything is a lot of things are happening in the streaming industry. It is really time relevant to talk about streaming industry, blah blah blah. Some logics, and provide some focus, right? The strategic Disney Plus is new players in the streaming industry, and provide some structure of this paper. This paper is structured in this way. It is followed by section 2. Section 2 discusses what blah 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 blah. In the end, blah blah blah, and then you provide a body of contents. You just follow the questions, right? By answering the questions, it'll the set of questions will guide you to how to organize your paper, and then make sure that you provide a conclusion where you provide an assessment about their strategic advantage, right? Whether this strategic movement, strategic decision help the company create gain and sustain competitive advantage. It's 30 pages, double spaced, and all the details are provided. I mean, the logistics and the detailed instructions are provided in the assignment. Make sure that you read the assignment thoroughly. 5% presentation. You provide a professional quality presentation, because this is online class. I'll get ready with the platform that you can upload your video. Make sure that the video has to be professional quality as well, right? And unless if it's really impossible, I want you to get together in a place. I mean, this is just one-time requirement. Even if it's online class, you can allocate some time, just one day, right? And get together and make sure that you rehearse thoroughly, instead of shooting videos individually and put them together, because many times it doesn't just really work out well. Or you can just to think through the organization of this presentation. I really don't like just a video, multiple videos, stitch them together, believing that it is just one nice presentation. It's not. If you do that, it's not going to be one nice presentation. It's just I'm watching multiple presentations. It's like I'm reading multiple short essays. No, it shouldn't be that way. It's a nice story. It has to be a nice story and seamlessly integrated from the beginning and from the end to the end. 20 minutes. and concise and well rehearsed. Attendance policy, this is for the, on the class, the offline class, so you don't have to worry about this, but make sure, because this is online class, make sure this is make sure you're participating in the online discussion as well. Administrative drops, these are just procedural. I think I'm just following the university policy. Lack of attendance is a reason for an administrative drops. So you can be dropped out if you just keep missing out the classes multiple times. The other thing is the prerequisites, because this is a capstone, and if you haven't met the prerequisites, then it's a problem. Individual assignments are, like I said earlier, you're just providing answers to the selected questions, and you have to find those selected questions from the textbook. Usually mostly they are from discussion questions. Make sure that you are doing the right questions. If you're not sure that you're doing the right questions, number one mistake is that you choose the wrong edition of the textbook. Make sure that you choose the right edition of the textbook. Second, you're doing the right thing. Because this is not a question, not the exam, I'm gonna give you, students are gonna given second chance. If you just mess up, hey, professor, I just made a mistake. I was sure that I was doing the right questions, end up doing the wrong question. You get no credit for that question because you have done the wrong thing. But I'm gonna give you a notice. Hey, you don't get the credit because you have done the wrong question. Then it is your responsibility to contact me to claim or to ask second chance. Second chance is given only if you contact me within 24 hours in writing, meaning that you send me an email within 24 hours from the moment that I release the grade. Hey, professor, maybe I just want to do it again. If you haven't done anything wrong, yet still you're not satisfied with your grade, right? I want to do it again. Okay, you do the same thing, follow the same procedure. I'm going to give you the second chance to do it again. Make sure again, you do it, you contact me in writing within 24 hours that indicating that you want to do it again. Then you're given the second chance. Each assignment is worth 5%. So it's total individual assignments is 10%. Extra credit opportunities to encourage you to claim the real benefit of of university experience. This university experience is not just only from classroom. It's more of involving with the university events, a lot of events that's happening in the university or even outside the classroom. So example here I have is 1 Million Cup. That's a local entrepreneurs networking event. If you go there, because it's outside campus, even if it's closed, you can claim like up to 2%. You will be granted up to 2% per event, 2 points per event, to be more correctly. You must turn in 2-page summary about the experience and contact information of the 3 or more entrepreneurs that you meet. Last time I went there was a free breakfast, hot breakfast, which is good. I think it's happening every Wednesday. Last time I checked, it happens every Wednesday of a month, every month. So it means that you have 3 chances. Then assuming that you go there 3 times, because quota is usually 3 months long, and then you turn in those 2-page summary, then you can claim up to 6%. You will be granted up to 6%, given the quality of your report. And there's a free breakfast and a guest speaker series, and they introduce each other, they network. It's a great event. Format of all written assignments, I don't want to spend a really long time because every details are provided in the document called assignments. And must be a Word document. That's one thing I want to give you a heads up, because many times you just turn in a PDF. It's not terrible, but sometimes PDF give me a hard time to give some notes or feedbacks if you want. Make sure you always include assignment project title and the name of students. Sometimes because you're turning in those assignments in the Blackboard, you believe that I cannot identify who has done what kind of assignment, but sometimes it's just messed up. I just open a Word document and without title and name, I don't know what you have done. I don't know who has done this assignment. That really puzzles me. You don't want to know what puzzles me, right? You don't want to clear. And date of the submission just for the sake of the record. Always use the headings and subheadings when appropriate. If you just write up from the beginning through the end, believing that I can follow what you have said there, it's not going to work. Make sure that you provide some nice titles and subtitles so I can follow by just flipping through, so I can get a structure and organization of your argument first before I go just read through. Required, run it to CBP at Writing Center, because why? You want to ensure the professional quality of your document, right? All written assignments should be posted in Blackboard, of course, right? Bring hard copies in class, because this is online class, it's not applicable. You just turn the soft copies in the Blackboard as well only. Make sure to comply with the standard provided in the site. We talked about this. Of course, website. Class etiquette. Again, I really put a strong emphasis on class etiquette for students who take my class in class. But the thing is that online, class etiquette, professional etiquette is more important, because many times it's just people just get annoyed without being intended to, right? So you're just annoying people without intending to. Yeah? So make sure that you provide a nice digital etiquette. One thing I want to mention is that whenever you send me an email, make sure that you follow professional digital etiquette. Maybe you should find a source to how to put together an email professionally, right? Many times students just send me an email without attachment. Many times it's just screenshot. They just take a phone and believing that I would understand what you're talking about. I don't even know who sent this email because it comes with only attachment. I consider them as spam, right? Because if it's nicely done, and probably these people don't really consider me as a professional partner. They consider me as what? I don't know. Maybe just trying to spamming my inbox. I don't open those emails. So make sure that you follow the digital etiquette. Online digital etiquette is really, really important. Class etiquette, again, this is applicable for in-class students. Laptops, PDAs, these are all turned off. No in-classes, so don't worry about it. But the most important thing is that we try to respect each other, and we practice our best professionalism to ensure that we treat each other with a great respect. Okay? To what? To have fun, right? And I want to open the video website, Go React website. Then I want to post a short video about yourself, right? So please talk about yourself, and you want to find your group member. So the best way to find the best group member, the easiest way to mess up with your the discourse is to work with the wrong people. So find the best friend, best members for your group project. This is most important than anything. The best way to find your best member is what? To highlight what kind of person you are and advertise that you are the best person to work with. And the best people tend to get together. So I suggest you to use this short video as a kind of a way of advertising yourself. I'm good at something, I'm flexible, I'm responsive, I'm professional, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's my expectation by next week. The end of the first week.